Previously on Automotive Tales. Much better. She's done. So that wasn't necessary for the MOT, but it's nice not to smack your head on the boot. I need to clear this detritus up, and now we should actually be ready for the MOT. Ta-da! It has an MOT, and you can see the last time it was ticketed was 21. Goodness me, so it ran out in 22, so it's been a few years since it's been off the road. But we can confirm there's only a few things to worry about. The brake pipe is not ideal. Apparently it's not too bad, but that'll be on the list of things to get sorted when it goes in if we have the cam belt stuff done. Valve stem damaged. That has been changed, but I have got a slightly flat tyre I need to deal with because it's been sat for a week or so now. So that's not ideal. And brake disc warned, well, that was to be expected. It's been, off the road for however many years. So it just needs some driving, to be honest. So I'm going to get it back in the workshop and I'm going to clean the headlights because I've wanted to polish those for ages. And I'm also going to put an arch liner in. So the front arch liner came off a few years ago when Rach was driving it, and it got all chewed up because one of the clips came loose, and I've been hunting for ages to find one. I think somebody has started now making reproduction ones because the factory ones have long since stopped production. So I've bitten the bullet and taken a reproduction one rather than an original Renault one, but it's better than the wheel arch all being exposed and getting rubbish and muck in it. So I'm going to get it up on the ramps, see what state that's in, see if the new one fits. I've got some new clips as well, and then it's time to drive it. Well, it will be tomorrow. I'm not going to tax it today because, well, frankly, I don't want to pay a month's worth of road tax for one day. So we'll wait until the 1st and then get it taxed. Go for a drive. And just like that, she's ticking herself cool back in the garage. Yes, I know it all looks hazy. It's disgusting. It's not as clean as it looked in the videos before. But the main job is to try and get these headlights cleaned. I reckon they're a bit on the borderline for an MOT pass as it happens. They did pass like that, but I'd like to get them cleaned up. And while manoeuvring it into the garage, we've now got an ABS traction control service warning light that's come on. So maybe there's a wheel sensor that's not very happy. Great. But next job, get it up in the air. Okay, it looks like the Russian winter because I am freezing cold and I am out in the garage because I need to address this. These are not cool. Look how, hazy those are. So I want to try and fix that, and Mr. Greg brought me a lovely headlight cleaning polishing kit thing. So I have got myself a load of masking tape to mask all the area up. I'm going to do the little sandy on the 4 different grits, clean the headlight down, and then we've got a little pad and I'm going to polish it. Actually, it reminds me I need to go find a drill, and then use a little drill to polish the headlights nice and clean, and then hopefully it should be nice and shiny again. First pass with the number 1, which is 1800 grit. That's supposed to remove most of the oxidation layer. It seems to have sort of worked, but there's still a bit of crazing. So I'm going to go at it with the stage 2 and see whether that improves with the stages. And then hopefully polish it up and it should be okay. It's already looking a lot better. I'll do a left and right comparison at some point when I've finished. But the left-hand one looks very yellow in comparison already. Right, so time to clean number 1 and go for number 2, which according to this is 2400 grit. So give this a clean, start again with number 2. Third stage is apparently 3200 grit, which is this side. It's obviously been used a little bit already, but there's plenty of grit left on there. So time to re-wet it and crack on. Third stage done. I'm slightly concerned, there's like a tide mark here, above which it's still a little bit hazy and below which it's quite shiny. And I wonder whether that's because it's been oxidised from the sun and this just represents whatever pattern it started to oxidise and fail on. But I'm going to move on to the fourth stage. I'm going to trust the process and hope that when it's polished that won't be as obvious. And maybe it's a bit of condensation on the inside from me doing all the polishing. So on to stage 4, which is 4200 grit, I think, which is this side here. So back to it, give it a quick spray, and then polish away. Final layer done. I mean, it feels nice and smooth. It looks a load different, but there's definitely still this tide mark here, which I'm a little concerned about. But again, I'm gonna follow the process. I'm gonna trust the process. So I've got my little buffing wheel, which I'm gonna put a bit of water on, and then there's a compound to go on here, and we're just gonna buff around here. I might put a little bit more masking tape. Are you admiring my excellent masking tape work? I think I've got a career in masking stuff up, and it's like a work of art. This. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna buff this off and see whether it makes a difference. There's definitely a tide mark here, especially as it's drying. It's not great, but still looks better than the other side. So if it's not great, well, I'll just start the process again. And I'm quite enjoying sitting here polishing the headlights on my French car while listening to Daft Punk. So, you know, there are worse things in the world. Right, let's try the buffing. You can very clearly see that that is better than that. So it's definitely made a marked improvement. But while we're talking about marks, there's definitely this weird tide mark here, which at first I thought was on the inside, but there definitely is a bit of a feel difference between sort of this bit, and you can just see it there. It looks almost like there's a stain, or I've not sort of buffed it off properly, but that's remained all the way through the process. So this bit's obviously more damaged than the rest of it. At first I thought it was this bit that was going to be sort of more hazy than down here, but actually it's down here. But I don't know why that's caught the sun more so. Maybe that's just sort of road rash or something. I don't quite know. If you've done this before and you kind of know what's going on here with the Clio, bleep bloop in the comments below. I'm still on the lookout for a new old stock set of headlights, because I kind of want this car to be as close to perfect, because, well, look at it. It's just immaculate in every aspect. But yeah, this bugs me a little bit, but it is 1,000 times better. So I might or might not stick the time lapse on for this one over here. But you've seen one. It's not that exciting to watch me do it again. But the comparison is quite nice. And what's going to be quite nice is taking off my artwork of masking tape. I should probably point out, I bought some nice fresh masking tape and realised I had a little bit left on a roll, and it was getting a little bit funny. It kept peeling off little strips like this. But I persevered and used the old stuff before cracking on with the new stuff. So I pretty much finished it, so I'll use the new stuff over there, and it'll probably look a lot neater for the one I'm not going to film. It's better. It's better. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better. So don't leave bloody residue, horrible. Yourself, don't use old masking tape, it's nasty. Okay, so again, they're not perfect, and there's quite a lot of hazing here. It's got rid of the yellowness from the lens, but it hasn't eaten into the real heavy oxidation. Again, it's not quite as neat as the other side. It looks almost like it's dirty on the inside, but it's that same sort of tide mark around here with a bit more blemishing on one side. So it was parked in one direction for quite a long time. So that's probably sun damage on the, what would that have been? East side of the car. So morning sun, that probably is. But definitely looks a lot better. Not as good as I was hoping for, but definitely better. Oh no, don't be stuck. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.